Okay, so today is going to have to be a little bit different. We're going to go over your homework through this video. So please open up your book to page 73. And even though I said for you to do the evens, we're going to talk about all of the problems because there will be a homework quiz. Number 1 is 46 hundredths with the repeating 6. And the way you would solve that would be to divide the top number by the bottom number. 15 will not go into the 7, so you add the decimal, and make sure you put the decimal in the quotient as well. And then we're going to multiply. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I had to relocate it because the menu was blocking what I was doing. So basically 4 times 15 is 60, you get a 10, bring down the 0. 6 times 5 is 90, and so you're going to continue getting the 10 and adding a 0, and so that's going to be the repeating 6. We're going to do something similar for the 8. You're going to divide the number 8 by the number 18, and 0, and then add a 0. All right. Extra fun Zoom. Okay, so 18 times 4 off to the side is a 72. Then you're going to get that repeating 80, 80, 80, so that's why we have that repeating number. Okay, so number 3, it is a negative 8/12, and we're going to eventually understand why the answer is negative, but essentially you just do the regular division. 8 divided by 12, of course you're going to add the decimals at 0. 6 times 12 is 72. You see you get the situation in which you have a repeating 80, and so up here you're going to draw a little line over the 6 because it will go on forever. Okay, so classifying each number, name all of the sets in which the number belongs. Negative fractions are only going to be rational numbers. The number 3, though, is a whole number, and it's also an integer, and it's also a rational number. This would also be a natural number, too, because it is a counting number. And negative 2 is not a whole number, but it is going to be an integer and a rational number as well. All right, for number 7, says Serafina has 34 out of 99 hits when she was at bat during the softball season. What was her batting average? So we're going to divide 34 by 99, and when you do this, you're going to find that the 3 and the 4 will repeat over and over again. Shiv and his friends ate 3 and 1/6 pizzas, express this as a decimal. Well, the 3 is going to stay the same, but if we divide 1 by 6, we're going to find that the 1 only happens once, but the 6 will happen over and over again. So please put a line over that. All right, so analyze the relationships, determine whether each statement is true or false. If false, give a counterexample. All rational numbers are integers. That is false. Because 5 tenths is a rational number, but it is not an integer. So anything that is a fraction or a decimal is not going to be an integer. All whole numbers are integers. That is true. So every single one of the whole numbers is also an integer. But not all integers are whole numbers, because if they're negatives, they can't be a whole number. No rational number is a whole number. That is false. Every single whole number is a rational number. 5 is a rational number, but it's also a whole number, is their example. Now, if we come down here to evaluate the expression, basically these straight lines on the side mean absolute value. So all you had to do was write the positive value that is opposite negative 2.3. Same thing here. That's positive, but the absolute value is also positive. Negative 8 and 7/11 is going to be positive 7/11. Okay, this is not a problem you had to do last night, but we're going to go over it because we are going to be having a quiz. There are 2,700 species of snakes in the world. Over 600 species are venomous. Express the fraction of species that are not venomous. That's the key word there. So over here, I'm going to take all the species, subtract what is venomous, and I get 2,100 or 2,100. I notice that both of these numbers are hundreds, so I can simplify this to 21 over 27. That's what I did with the division. 21 divided by 27 is going to end up being 0.7. Please ignore the sloppiness. And that's going to end up repeating over and over and over and over again because I keep getting 21 and on and on and on. So it's 7/10 repeating for the answer. Okay, finally it says the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter is represented by the number pi. And the number pi is a decimal that does not repeat. The fraction 22 divided by 7 is sometimes used as an estimate for pi. 22 divided by 7 is a repeating decimal. Explain. Okay, is 22 over 7 a repeating decimal? Yes, so if we did the calculations, you'll see that it mimics the first part of pi and keeps going.